Most powerful stories in all of Christianity. As depicted in the book of Matthew, Jesus walked on the waters of the Sea of Galilee. Was it a miracle, or is there a simpler explanation? A professor of oceanography at Florida State University says he thinks he has the answer. It was a lot colder back then.
It's very, very likely that during those 100 or 200 years, there was ice thick enough to support humans at least once or twice.
The professor says these containers hold the proof. On the right is plain water. It is not frozen. On the left, salty water, just like in the salt springs of the Sea of Galilee. It is frozen on top.
The ice that we were talking about only forms above the salty springs. It does not form over the entire lake.
But is all that science missing the point? To many Christians, the story is important not because of what happened, but what it means.
The story is clearly, in its context, meant to be a metaphor for trusting Jesus.
This same scientist created a stir more than a decade ago when he argued the Red Sea was parted not by God, but by high winds. Once again, his theorizing is not popular. His email box is overflowing with hate mail.
I think you are the most stupid person on the planet.
And that is one of the polite ones. The professor is unmoved.
I don't believe in miracles.
Well, that was Jeffrey Kaufman reporting. This isn't the first time, though, that someone has tried to offer a scientific explanation. More than 100 years ago, there was an equally controversial theory that Jesus was walking on a sandbar.
Well, scientists have made a bizarre discovery, part fish, part land animal. They discovered a fossil fish in the act of adapting toward a life on land. It has a crocodile-like head that apparently moved on land like a seal. It's an important discovery for understanding how fish evolved into land animals with 4 limbs and a backbone. The creature was found on Ellesmere Island, that's north of the Arctic Circle.
And we are following the love affair of one of our favorite celebrity couples. We'll have more on the newlyweds who are calling it quits.
Oh boy, plus incredible video. A tornado caught on surveillance cameras will take you inside the twister.
And guess what? It's back to the 50s. Roll those fuzzy dice. Temperature's trying to warm up, but it won't get much better, and it will get wetter. Forecast coming up.
Kirstie Alley reveals her secret weight loss weapon, and I'm trying it. How much did she lose? Next, Oprah.
Today at 4 on 7.
These two vacuums are identical, but the one on the right has a lower price. As you can see, a low price beats a high price every time. These two hamsters are identical, but the one on the right has a lower price. As you can see, a low price beats a high price every time.
Hey, big budget, small budget, doesn't matter. You want your home to look nice, right? That's why you should be shopping the Art Van Clearance Center. This place makes any budget look good. We're talking brand new stuff, some still in factory cartons, all at incredible prices. How do they do it? Well, no one in Michigan sells more furniture than Art Van. So when a factory says, oops, we made too much, they call Art Van. So there are always new bargains coming in. The Art Van Clearance Center. It's a whole new store every day.
So cool, man. Vin, this whole show is awesome. I know.
Hey, boys.
Mr. Wolfson.
What are you guys up to tonight?
Studying. You?
Grading papers. See you in class on Monday?
Got a spicy side? Try McDonald's new spicy premium chicken. A tender real chicken breast, bold chipotle spices on a honey wheat roll. It's the hot new premium chicken sandwich.
No way.
Today's weather is brought to you by Wallside.com. Shop at home right now.
This is our competitor's single-hung window. Only the bottom opens, so it's hard to clean. This is a wall-side double-hung window. It's easy to clean because both the bottom and the top open. It's twice the window and twice the quality. And yet, we can sell it to you for as little as half the price. How can we do that? We're the factory.
Right now, pay no interest for 2 full years when you buy new wall-side windows today. Call 1-800-521-7800.
Look at this. This rushing water is causing some severe problems in southern Idaho. The water from the melting snowpack, along with additional heavy rains, washed out at least 3 residential bridges and is now threatening a highway. Locals there say it's been almost 10 years since the water level was this high.
Well, look at this. The security cameras at a Missouri high school captured these dramatic pictures of a tornado that ravaged the area just last week. As you can see, the winds whipped around the debris in the building, causing considerable damage. The school, which is closed while repairs are completed, also lost its roof in the twister. Nearly 24 people were killed by the storm system that spawned that tornado. I guess that's inside the building right there. But
Yeah.
ooh, you can see it. It's blowing right through there.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
It's so nice and calm around here. It's like
Yeah.
a perfect spring day.
So far, so good, Robbie. That's what I always say. So far, so good. Let me show you, when you live in a town and you don't want it to snow anymore, you call it Snowmore, New York. Get it?
No.
Anybody? Anybody? Anyway, they had New York City had snow. Milli Vanilli. Oh, anyway. All right, let's go on. It snowed in New York. How about that? Let me show you what's going on across the area right now. We don't have the snow, although we may get some more as we go along. Let me show you what's going on right now. This is what we do know, all right? The cloud line is kind of right across the area here. It's been sitting here for all morning long, so areas to the east have had quite a bit of sunshine. Areas to the west have been fairly cloudy, and I think it's going to start to budge a little bit more toward the east as we go along. So if you've been enjoying the sunshine, guess what? All of this is trying to get together now, and we're talking about some action that'll catch up to us probably later on this evening and then more so overnight. Watch the bright spots here that show up every now and then. See one right by St. Louis there? That's real-time lightning showing up on the Viper system. That's actually hitting the ground as you see it here on the Viper system. And that's all getting gathered together. You can see it's generally moving our way. But the lead of this now, underneath the clouds, I'll show you what's going on with the radar, and you will see that this action is kind of being pushed more to the southeast. So it's starting to fire up here in Illinois, but we still have a pretty good strong northwest flow. It's going to keep the moisture away for the rest of the day and the first part of the evening hours. Eventually, will catch up to us. But again, I think you got some dry hours. I'd say probably 8 o'clock in Detroit is the earliest it could start, but areas like Adrian, Hillsdale, Ann Arbor, and to the west, areas like Chelsea, Manchester, those areas probably will start a little bit earlier because it's just farther to the southwest. All right, let's check out temperatures now, show you what's going on across the area. 49 so far at the airport, 50 in Pontiac, 50 in Monroe, 48 for Ann Arbor, and 48 in Port Huron as well. I don't think they're going to get much higher, but I think everybody has a pretty good shot of being in the 50s. This is one of our better computer models. Watch what happens now. We've got these clouds coming across today here. We get to the nighttime period, and then here comes the moisture. We'll get some showers in here, maybe a little heavier from time to time. Thunder's a possibility as well. Tomorrow, more bands go through, and then tomorrow night starts to strip away very quickly to the east and dries out. By the time we get to Saturday, we should have a north flow. That means a few clouds, but really isn't too bad. Now, that's kind of hard to conceptualize. Here's a picture of tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms, a front to our south, another front coming in with the cold air. That doesn't catch up until tomorrow night, but when it does, look at Port Huron, up on the thumb, maybe 1 to 3, maybe just a dusting here in Detroit. All right, here's your forecast now for today. 56, clouds thicken up, and they start to move east. So if you're on the east side, you've had the sun, you're going to start to lose it. We'll look at the 5-day forecast, talk about how much snow we could see in Detroit in the weekend coming up in just a bit.
And we have breaking news. Georgia Representative Cynthia McKinney is apologizing to the U.S. House of Representatives for her altercation with a Capitol police officer. McKinney told her colleagues that she regrets the situation. An officer did not recognize the Congresswoman because she changed her hairstyle. He tried to stop her, and she allegedly hit the officer. She called it a case of racial profiling.
There are major developments today in the ongoing scandal over allegations of a gang rape by members of the Duke University lacrosse team. The team's coach has now resigned in the wake of a disturbing email believed to be written by a member of the team. Reporter Eric Hong has details now from Durham, North Carolina.
At Duke University, it's getting hard to focus on school.
I don't know what to think anymore. It still feels like all this is a dream or something. Yeah.
Wednesday, Duke's president announced the cancellation of the men's lacrosse season and the resignation of its highly successful coach, Mike Pressler. The moves came after authorities released